And what's happening, everyone? It's Kyle from Magpie 24/7. I hope it's all good. Basically, last time Paul ended up doing the preview and the review, so I'm going to do the preview and the review this time round. Basically, couple of things, but yeah, everything's sorted, everything's fine, so we'll move. But the preview for the big one, England take on Germany. So we'll go through the group. Very underwhelming performance, mind, against the Czech Republic. It was just a shoddy performance, and I just feel like we need to kick it into gear. The one positive I do have, and the one positive I'm happy with, is like we've yet to concede a goal, and like there's potential there to kick into gear. But but Southgate and his team now have probably the toughest test to date. Obviously, we'll take on Germany, and we've track record against Germany in tournament games is shit. We've been beat on penalties. We've been beat in normal time. The Germans seem to be our kryptonite. No matter how good it's been for England over the years, no matter how good of a team we've had, or how good it seems it's going to be, or how likely it is it's coming home, the Germans have always kind of slapped it out away straight away, whether it's a penalty or whether it's penalties or the absolute criminal decision in 2010 World Cup that knocked out through the Lampard goal being over the line, and it wasn't according to the referee. Like the Germans seem to have it over England, and like I don't want to be negative, but I feel like they've got it again. Because you look at how they did in their final group game, right? They did very well. They look good on the attack and stuff like that. They've got a couple of slow defenders, Ginter, Hummels, Rudiger. I don't rate any of them. I mean, I used to rate Mats Hummels, but I think he's a bit over the hill now. And Rudiger, I don't think can lead a front three on his own. Well, a back three on his own. And Ginter, Dortmund reject, not very good. But like when I look at that German defence, I see gaping holes in it for pace. And England going forward has pace. It has the likes of Saka and Sancho, who hasn't even played a flipping game yet. We've got Sterling, who can show quickness when he's not falling over or doing whatever. But like there is a pacey England team there. Even the midfielders can come across as quick, So yeah, it's a big opportunity for England. But I think where this game will be won and lost is the midfield, because you look at the German midfield and who they've got, right? World class players like Toni Kroos and even the right back Joshua Kimmich could make a good defensive midfielder and be world class there, So it's like they've got some amazing players, and I just feel when we played Scotland and Billy Gilmore's running around the midfield and Scott McTominay's getting a lot of the ball and the setup, they played five in midfield. Germany are very similar, so it's like I'm very concerned of how we're going to try and deal with that going forward. Are we going to try and sit back like we have, or we're going to try and like play in the midfield now, play them a little bit and try and like make something happen? It's like it's obviously down to Southgate and stuff, but as I say, after the Scotland game, I just don't have much faith in him. For me, he's like Steve Bruce with a waistcoat on, and it's very similar. The football seems very, how do I put it? Like just boring, like undisciplined, lack of coordination and idea. Like I've been speaking to this with a lot of my friends and stuff, and I'm sure you have as well. I don't speak for anybody, but it's like this England team is in the top three most talented England squads in the last 30 years, at least. Like you look at the likes of Italia 90 and the talent that we had. Like it's rare you keep a talent like James Maddison at home. Not many countries can afford that commodity where they're leaving world-class players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, leaving players like James Maddison at home. Dele Alli, who is probably a very talented player and good enough for the England squad, but obviously he had a bad couple of years and he's been left out. So it's like you look at the players that England have got and who Southgate has at his disposal, and you'd think, why can't we expect a semi-final at least? Why can't we? It's because, like, as good as this England squad is, I feel like it's been held back a lot by Southgate, and like, I want to be proved wrong. If England go and win the tournament now, and people are watching this back, hi, but like, it's just like, it just, at this current moment in time, I feel like Southgate is holding this team back, and I just feel like it's very negative tactics from him. We just don't look like we have an identity. Like, you can watch the Italians for 90 minutes, and you'll watch them be like, oh, I know what they're trying to do. Spain, you can watch them, know what they're trying to do. They've got an identity about them, and I just think we don't, and it's just we'll just kind of go in every game and we'll take it how it is and stuff like that. But like, yeah, it's a tough one, because as I say, I think it's going to be won and lost in the midfield. Do we have enough to beat Germany? Yeah, I think we do. It's just whether we're set up correctly, because you look at the last couple of tournaments. Look at how like Croatia semi-final of the World Cup a couple of years ago. Like, how we prepared for like a big game against a big team, or the Nations League against the Netherlands, we just didn't turn up. And it would be so disappointing if we go out this weekend on a proper wimber where it looks like we could take a team further. And like, what's disappointing is I've had my little rant on Southgate, but the FA are talking about Euro 2024, giving him a new contract till then. It's like, if he falls short of the mark now and in the World Cup next year, you want to take him to the next tournament as well. It's like, I just feel like the FA have kind of been bought by this thing that, like, this thing in 2018 where we got to the semi-final and it was coming home and all this, and I think they're still caught up in that kind of. Like, for me, Southgate is not the one, and he does not turn me on. But and football's probably not coming home again under him. But like, it's I just can't explain it. I just don't think he's like good enough for England. I just think at club level, he was absolutely flipping pathetic. At two lower league table finishes with Middlesbrough before he got them relegated, and then he went on under 21s with England. It seems to me like the FA like this yes man mentality. Like, we had it with Roy Hodgson, we had it with Fabio Capello, we had it with Sven-Göran Eriksson, and now we've got it with Southgate. And it's just like, I feel like we could do with like a world class manager to kind of take to the next level. Like, I've ended up ranting about something else, and like, I know it's a preview, but England need to win this one, and England don't let us down. Honestly, because if we beat Germany, man, to go on to the next point, right? Look at the the tournament table. If England beat Germany, right, I'll put it on screen. If England beat Germany, right, look at the chance that we've got to get to a final. Like, Germany are probably the best team out of all them, right? Obviously, Netherlands is potentially semi-final, Wales or whatever. But if we go past Germany, we've proven we can beat Sweden in competition. And I'd fancy we're against Ukraine as well. You know, so there's a real opportunity there for England. There's a massive opportunity for England, and I just feel like they just need to go and flip and take it. Bring it home for once. Bring it home. Like, Newcastle fan, hello. We don't do trophies. I'd like to see one. Just one. But it's. I just can't say it. I hope by the time the review rolls around and stuff, and I can be like, yeah, I was wrong. I hope I am. I like being proved wrong, especially in football terms. Obviously, with we being Newcastle fans and stuff, it doesn't happen often, you know, that we're that we're proved wrong, because obviously Steve Bruce and all that stuff as well. But like, yeah, just prove us wrong, England. Prove us wrong. But yeah, stay tuned for the review as well for this next one, and hopefully by the next time I see you all, we're all celebrating being in a quarter final. But I'll love yous and leave yous for now, and yeah, catch us on the next Magpie 24/7 video, and I'll see you in a bit, everyone.